30 counts of falsifying business records, right, across these multiple charges that Trump faces. And those are the ones that are going to be read out. Well, you said the box is checked in court. So we're waiting to find out what the result of that is. As we do so, we have several live shots. Right now, we're seeing a crowd gathered outside the courtroom. There has been quite a scene outside this New York courtroom throughout the 5 weeks of this trial.
That's right. There is a park right near here, and police have put barricades between the pro and anti-Trump people. There have been scuffles, including today, and it's been just a carnival. People dressed in wild outfits. There's a man who usually hangs out in Times Square they call the Naked Cowboy, who in all weather just wears briefs and plays a guitar. He came out here, and we've been hearing chanting. People drive by. The courthouse is across the street from me on this side. But there's an open lane of traffic, and cars drive by, some of them shouting Trump slogans, some of them with Trump slogans posted on the side. Most of those people seem to be pro-Trump, but most of the people here, of course, in Manhattan, a very liberal city, are not big fans of the former president. So an absolute carnival scene out here, and I expect we will see more once that verdict comes out.
And John, I'm told that the jury is now entering the courtroom. So it's 12 people, 12 residents of Manhattan. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that works? We don't know their identities. And again, the result, whether it's a conviction or an acquittal, it could take a few minutes, could take longer than that. Can you just remind our viewers how this works, and who are the people tasked with deciding whether the president, former president, is guilty of this crime?
Well, Cyril, these are 7 men, 5 women, average New Yorkers. They didn't volunteer for this. They were called in for jury duty. They were interviewed to assure that they didn't have a predisposed bias for or against the president. They all persuaded both sides that they would be acceptable jurors in this case. But it's important to point out something that Trump has certainly noted, and that is that this is a very democratically dominated city. And there is verdict number 1. I am told, count 1, they have found President Donald Trump guilty. So this is the first ever case against an American president and the first guilty verdict.
Okay, John, let's let that sink in for a second. First of all, what's happening in real time that we're not going to see, because as you pointed out, there's not a camera in the courtroom, and this is by design. What's happening in real time is that these 12 jurors are announcing to the court and telling the judge whether they are finding Trump guilty or not guilty on each of the 34 counts. So what we have right now is the result in count 1. And it is that he has been found guilty. And that already makes this, John, a historic moment.
It absolutely does. I mean, whether he is convicted on any of the other charges, this is already a historic moment. We have a guilty verdict against the president. We don't know yet whether he will be found guilty on the other charges, but it's important to note that these are basically all very similar.
John, can I jump in? Pause for a second, John. I have some information I can bring to our viewers. I am told that Donald Trump has been found guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business records. So I'm going to say this again. Donald Trump, the jury just a few minutes ago entered the courtroom in Manhattan. This is the first criminal trial of a president, former or current. It's the first criminal trial of a U.S. president. And we have the result now, and the result is a conviction. Donald Trump has been found guilty by this jury on all 34 counts of falsifying business records. John, I'm not sure what to say. We thought we were going to be looking count by count, and